I am so excited to share with you Jon Rasmussen. Jon is an extremely influential and powerful shaman. Not many of us have the opportunity to meet a shaman, much less hear the beautiful inspirations that only a shaman would know. Jon is world famous, and you can check him out on his website, Shaman Jon. Is it shamanjon.com?
No
and
H, just J-O-N.
he is here to share with us some tips. So that's all for you.
Thank you so much, Josette. I'm really honored. So so Josette asked me to share some tips that I think are kind of more along the shamanic lines of looking at how to make your life better, improve your life. So the first one has to do with the idea that we access our energy field, the core of our being, our essential self, the luminous body, the aura and chakras. There's a lot of name for it in different languages. We access that most easily through movement, ritual, ceremony, images, and symbols, more so than with the mind, the meditation, the visualization, and so on. So I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I learned that have to do with being able to make changes. So the first part of this, using movement to access your energy body, has to do with cutting cords, of being fully present in the moment. Whenever we're engaged with people, meetings, our work, and so on, our thoughts, we send out a cord, typically from our third chakra, to energetically pick up information into our nervous system and our brain from whoever and whatever it is we're engaging with. And then, when we're ready to try and just quiet our mind at the end of the day or whenever, we may still have, tens of or hundreds of these cords going out feeding us with this information. It makes it very difficult to quiet the mind. So instead, what we can do is a movement that actually cuts those cords all at once. So there's different ways to do it. One that I learned is called the Kahuna Break. I learned from Vienna Steibel in Theta Healing courses, where we rub our hands together, push away 3 times to sort of squeegee out the cords, and then cut and smooth. So you could do that, or you could just do it with your hand, or a feather, or a kind of a knife, or swords. You can get as fancy as you want with the movement, or just dance movements. But basically, it's the intent and the movement that cuts that cord. And then once they're cut, it's really easy to be completely present in the moment, to be just quiet in your mind and fully present. So that's one of them. The next one, it has to do with the chakra cleansing. So on a daily basis, was taught by my Karo shaman teachers from Peru. These are their weavings behind me here. That you can kind of do a simple daily cleansing. Now, fire is the quickest way to cleanse anything. So we do fire ceremonies where we bring fire or candles or burning and smudging. But if you don't have access to that, and let's say just daily you're in the bath or the shower, or you come to the sink to wash your hands, you can actually place your left hand at the back of your second chakra, so at the very base of your back. And with the right hand, you would start at the first chakra, and at each chakra basically spin counterclockwise, because that backwashes the chakras. And basically you can just dip your hand in the water, run it counterclockwise at each chakra, and then rinse and go all the way up each of the chakras, counterclockwise. And then when you're done, just go back and go over each chakra clockwise to get it spinning its normal direction. So that's another movement that can be used to very quickly and effectively cleanse your chakra system. Okay. Then the third one is using the breath. In almost every tradition on the planet, if you look at the translations, breath is one of the most important things. Breath is spirit. In Quechua, in the language of my teachers, it's called Kamayok, power of the breath. So we use breath to blow our plant oils to clear things. But just for yourself, anytime you're struggling with a concern, a worry, a thought that you want to change your focus on, you can literally blow it away. Just literally like, And we used to joke around when we were going through our training, and a lot of people were being trained by the Karo, and we'd be out to lunch or something, and you'd hear someone just kind of, and you go, oh, yeah, they're training to be a shaman. So basically, but it's that simple. It's literally blowing away in the jungles where they do the ayahuasca ceremonies, which is a way that turns on all the possible thoughts and everything, past, present, and future. It could be maddening, but you're supposed to sort of direct your thoughts to where you want to. The ayahuasquero literally teaches you to blow away the negative image, and so that you can focus on the one you want. So you can just use that anytime. Just blow it away, whatever it is that's troubling you. Just a simple breath. Okay. So the second tip, okay, has to do with the use of power animals in the shamanic training. Accessing the deepest layer of our subconscious, what I call the mythic layer, is done through, again, art, music, poetry, ritual, ceremony, images, and symbols. And the power animals are really helpful in this regard. And in our tradition, there's 4 animals that are sort of the core organizing principles of the universe, the sort of main things that are helpful to us. They contain the main characteristics. So, for example, the first one is the serpent. And we hold that in the first chakra because the serpent sheds her skin instantly, not one scale at a time, and the most painful one. So when it comes to letting go of past wounds and heavy energies, you really want to call on that serpent energy that just lets you drop it all at once, right out the first chakra into the earth where it can be mulched. And this also has to do with just day-to-day engagements. You know, if you have someone that's really coming after you, sort of attacking you and just really trying to engage and push your buttons, you want to go to serpent. You want to just go to that calm, cool, unaffected, like Teflon. Everything just goes by and everything just goes directly into the earth and you're completely unscathed. And the way that we do this, the way that we engage with the animals, is to have symbols and images. So you might want to wear the serpent bracelet or a snakeskin something, or have a picture or an image, or even embody it in like movement and dance. You know, like the Kundalini. You know, and you know, in Western medicine, it's the caduceus, right? The serpents around the staff. So there, you know, this goes way back. And it's really easy to engage if you can just bring that in some sort of movement or some sort of imagery or symbolism. Okay? The second animal is the jaguar, the cat. We have that at the second chakra, the power center. This is where you're, you know, top of the food chain, queen of the jungle. There's nobody that can mess with you. You're the master of your domain, and you're able to track and sense what you need to in order to, you know, maintain that mastery, to not have to engage in battle, right? You know, and so the way that, of course, you can, you know, bring in the jaguar is wear your puma shirt, or, you know, your cat skin, you know, clothing, or again jewelry of some sort, or movements. You know, you can move like a cat in your dance or yoga practices and so on. And that will help you to be very clear and also very decisive. Like cat medicine is all about decisiveness. You know, when a mountain lion sees a deer, it doesn't wonder if it's, you know, God's going to punish it for eating the deer, or if it should be a vegetarian or whatever. It just leaps and it grabs the food. So cat medicine is very decisive. If you're having trouble making a decision, call in cat in some form or another. We shake rattles with cat images on them. We beat drums. There's lots of ways to do it, and they're all good. But that will definitely help you kind of step into that mastery and be decisive. Okay. The third is hummingbird. Hummingbird we have in the third chakra because it has a lot to do with our relationships in the world that come through the third chakra. And the hummingbird's all about receiving unconditionally, right? We're all givers, we're healers, we want to help people. Very, very few of us have been taught how to receive gracefully. But if the hummingbird doesn't drink nectar all day long, every flower it passes by, it will die. And so, in order for us to give our gifts to the world, we have to be able to also receive unconditionally, freely, that which is being offered to us. And so Hummingbird will help you do that. So it's the same thing, images, symbols. A lot of times you'll just see them all day, or, this is also a way that nature engages with us. But it's really great to be more proactive with it and actually be able to call on it through this shamanic approach. The fourth is eagle, condor, lots of different birds of sorts in the heart chakra, because it has everything to do with non-judgment. It has everything to do with like looking at the big picture, that sort of 30,000 foot view. How do I know absolutely what seems like a tragedy today won't turn out to be the best thing that ever happened to me when I look back a year from now? So it's not judge not, it's like you really can't. Your brain isn't sufficient to be able to really know. You could be discerning, I don't like that, I don't want to do that. But you want to be able to call on eagle, condor, owl, raven, macaw, different birds that will help you to really in that moment sort of step, kind of rise above and go, yeah, I don't know, maybe I should just relax, we'll see how it plays out. So that's the second tip, the power animals. The third tip is something I think most people are familiar with, but it's also very important to the shamanic practices, which is when it comes to asking and receiving, when it comes to manifesting, to being the co-creators of our script here in the theater of life, to want more of the experiences you want, less of the ones you don't want, more pleasure than pain in your life. The idea is that it's not the literal form necessarily that's going to give you that. We've been taught, in order for me to be happy, I need that house, that relationship, get rid of those people, give me this much money or job. That may or may not actually do it for you, and that house may not be available, you can't get rid of enough of them, you don't know what to do. So instead, it's what's the experience that house gives me? It's open, roomy, airy, great view. Okay, there's 1,000 houses that'll give you that exact same experience, and one of them will be available. So this is all about, tracking, sort of kind of backing out what you think you want and you're asking for to that more experiential feeling. And that allows you to actually feel it more than think about it and picture it and visualize it. And the power is in the feeling, the power of your signal that's being sent out to manifest those experiences comes more from feeling. The brain and the thought and the visualizing, that's like the rudder of the boat. But in order to get the signal out there, the motor has to be going. So recognizing, wait, what's the core experience I really want here? Relationship, I just want unconditional love, play, joy, laughter, fun, support. Getting in that, and then anything you can do to put you in that feeling place. This is why we create destiny altars or listen to poetry or music, because it actually can elicit the feeling that will bring you that experience rather than a picture of the house. You know what I mean? It's like, let's just do something or put something up or listen to something that actually allows us to get into the feeling place of the experience we prefer. And that's it. If you want more information, you can contact me at my website, which is shamanjon.com, JONSHAMANJON.com. Email me at john@shamanjon.com, JON@shamanjon.com. I'll be happy to hear from you. Thank you.